Armies around the world never imagined that day would come so soon. The day when BTS's golden mean Jungkook, who has never lost his warm smile and passion on stage, finally uttered the words that broke millions of hearts in an instant. The simple but jarring phrase, "I need time," slid from his lips in a live broadcast that lasted less than 10 minutes, but was enough to shake the emotional foundations of a global fandom that for years has been an indispensable part of his life. During this time, Jungkook was known as a figure who always gave everything for music, stage, and of course for the army. But this time, for the first time, she wasn't singing the lyrics of a love song or dancing passionately on a grand stage. He is not training hard or filming variety content. No, he was sitting quietly in a gray hoodie, without makeup, without studio lighting. Just a young man, looking at the camera, and said in a barely audible voice, "I need time." Within seconds, global social media exploded. Trending topics change in an instant. The word Jungkook is juxtaposed with tears, silence, and unexpected grief. Many are wondering, what exactly is it? Why did Jungkook suddenly open his heart in this way? Didn't he just finish his military service? Isn't the public waiting for his comeback, which he said will shake the K-pop industry back? Isn't he on the cusp of fame, with a mansion in Itaewon, a global contract, and a reputation as one of the strongest male solo artists in the world? But that's the harsh reality. Behind all the spotlight, glamour, and success, there's one fact he's been hiding for a long time. Jungkook is tired. It's not physical fatigue, it's deeper than that. He is emotionally exhausted, tired of the demands, tired of expectations, tired of the constant feeling of having to be perfect. In the live broadcast, Jungkook did not explain everything in detail, but his words were enough to form a common thread of inner wounds that he had been hiding behind his friendly smile. He said that during his military service, he had plenty of time to reflect on his life, career, and future. He realized how long he had been running without stopping, from one schedule to another, from one country to another, from one dream to the next. But in all of that, he lost one of the most important things. Himself. Army who watched the broadcast immediately cried together in the comments. Words of support poured in, but what was most striking was the pain they felt because for the first time, they felt so close to the pain Jungkook was experiencing. It's not just an idol. He was human, and that night, he finally allowed the world to see his fragile human side. And it left everyone speechless. Several Korean media outlets immediately published flash articles, calling this moment Jungkook's boldest decision of his entire career. Not a few also call it a farewell signal. Signals that Jungkook might be taking a long hiatus. There has even been wild speculation that he is considering stepping down from the entertainment world. Really? One of the most shocking things Jungkook said in the broadcast was when he mentioned guilt. She says that sometimes she feels guilty about herself for giving too much of her time to the world, but too little to herself and her family. He has not spent quality time with his mother since he debuted with BTS more than a decade ago. He had never really been on vacation as a child, as an older brother, as an ordinary man. All this time has been spent being BTS's Jungkook, and now he wants to know who he is beyond that. "I just want to be quiet for a moment. Sit down, listening to my own heartbeat. Maybe I'll go home. Maybe I'll just wake up in the morning without an alarm, eat with my family, play with my nephews, and write a song not because of the deadline, but because I really want to write it," she said with tears in her eyes. That moment cannot be expressed in words. There was a silence that hung so heavy. Even his breathing sounds very real. There is no background music. There is no script. Just raw, piercing honesty. Army reacted in unexpected ways. Instead of being angry or disappointed, they showed an overwhelming wave of solidarity. Thousands of huge fan bases simultaneously released statements supporting Jungkook's decision. They even created a campaign titled #TakeAllTheTimeEJK, which within 1 hour became trending in 32 countries. Fans began to create long threads of touching messages, reminding the idol that their love does not depend on a comeback or performance, but on who he is as a person. But not all reactions come in the form of tears and empathy. Some in the industry began to speculate that this was a move that could prove fatal to HYBE. With Jungkook taking an indefinite break, the agency's stock is said to be significantly affected. especially now that BTS is in a vacuum because all members are still in the military. Jungkook is considered to be the only global force that can maintain the group's existence amid this void. So when he himself stated that he was not ready to return now, many immediately called HYB an emergency. An anonymous insider from the agency even mentioned that Jungkook's decision was not planned at all. They thought he would go straight back into the studio, prepare a solo album, or at least appear in various TV shows post-enlistment. But as it turned out, he chose to go home and shut himself in temporarily. The news also said that his comeback schedule, which was predicted to happen next month, has now been completely canceled. In the midst of all the chaos, Jungkook himself remained silent. He did not make any additional clarifications. He only said that he would come back when he really felt ready, and not because of outside pressure. It does not want to be a machine that only lives for the entertainment of others. He wanted to rediscover his love for music, for art, and for his own life. And this is one of the most emotional parts of the broadcast. When Jungkook picks up the guitar next to him and begins to strum a simple melody, then sings a verse of a previously unreleased song. The lyrics read, "If today is the end of it all, may I have time to hug myself one more time." The cry broke out after the stanza, and the screen went dark. The live broadcast is over. There is no outro, no cover, only silence and a gaping scar in the hearts of millions of people who watched it. That a few days after the broadcast, Jungkook's home in Itaewon looked deserted. No meaningful activity. The fans who came to the front of his house just laid flowers and letters of support. Some even hang a stuffed rabbit with a blue ribbon that says, "Come back when you're ready, Kook." The media is starting to distance itself. They are aware that this is not just a tired celebrity story. This is a human being who wants to live. Now the question is, how long will Jungkook be silent? Is this really the beginning of the end? Or is this a break that will give birth to a new version of the golden mean? One thing is for sure, the phrase, "I need time," is not a weakness. That is courage. The courage to say he is human. And the army, with all its love, can now only wait, without demands, without pressure, only in the hope that one day, that gentle voice will be heard again, this time with a smile that is not forced and a heart that has returned intact. After that dark night, the world seemed to move slower for the army. No new posts from Jungkook. No official information from HYB. No news from other BTS members. It's as if the K-pop world stopped breathing, waiting for something, anything, that could give a little certainty about the idol's condition. But on the other hand, the quieter it is, the deeper the anxiety settles. Some soldiers even admitted to having trouble sleeping, overthinking, and even feeling like they were losing a part of themselves.